Hello, everybody. Welcome to the leadership meeting. It is November 7th. This year is moving quick. Christmas is coming, and so is the end of our President's Club cycle with Avon. So Campaign 26 will round out the year. We love to help our leaders to help their downline and, of course, to help themselves to be sure that you kind of know where you're tracking as far as President's Club or above, and also help your downline. So hopefully most of you have been in Vibe, and so when you're in Vibe, you can look at where it'll say CTD sales, and that's cycle to date sales. Now it will show the sales up until the last nationally closed out campaign. So that can be a little bit tricky depending on where you are in your RPS. So you can work with your district manager if you have a question on that, or you can also call Avon Leadership if you have a question about a particular downline member and where they're at. So that's why we did talk about in the all representative call the double dollars on Prima that you can get when you take that, as well as delayed billing for credit accounts. So lots of great ways to help your downline and help yourself to reach your President's Club goals. And then just getting out there with your brochures and all the great products and showing everyone what you have that they can order for Christmas gifts for everyone, and then growing those customers. So we talked about also in the previous call getting extra brochures to the current customers that you already have. Not only is that going to help you as far as growing sales, growing new customers, especially at this time of year, but it will help you as a leader to recruit, because if you give 3 extra books to someone and they come back with $100, $200 in orders, then they would make a fantastic recruit. And you can let them know that and even have them turn in their own orders for that campaign. Go ahead and sign up. So it's just a great way. I wanted to share, Krista Chain was going to try to get on. I don't see her on yet, but she said that she was out Monday and she handed out brochures with her treats and Halloween candy, and that she had some great responses, and she did the pink out night that she talked about. I know she's registered a fundraiser this week. So I just wanted to kind of hear from you guys for Halloween. Last week we talked about doing something for Halloween and making sure that you can kind of get your name out there. So does anybody, I know I see you guys are on mute, but Robin, did you have anything that went on for Halloween, or Samantha? I know she's usually typing in the chat her answers.
I know Sam did have some stuff going on, so she'll probably pop in now on the chat box.
No, I didn't have anything for Halloween. Not very many people came to our neighborhood, so I didn't get to do what I had planned on doing.
Well, that's okay, because you can still get out there now with whatever you may have had planned up or stored up to do it with. Even using old brochures, and I'm sure that Robin, you've probably done this just to give yourself the most resources possible. You can jump out there with those. And I see Samantha typed in the chat box, Halloween night, her kids and husband walked her books around. That's awesome. They passed out 36 for me. And then she said, that's country walking. So that's awesome. 36 extra brochures. Wow. And I just wanted to share too, Samantha had typed in the chat box earlier kind of how she started with Avon. And she said that when she came to Avon, they weren't able to go grocery shopping after they paid the bills. There just wasn't, I guess, enough income left. And so she's thankful that now she's helping her husband get them out of debt, and they can go grocery shopping whenever they want or need to now. So leaders, this is why we do it, right? We do it because of the stories like Samantha's, where someone's now able to get groceries. One of my most memorable things, a representative, she wanted to get her teeth fixed. She wanted that so badly. That's the very first thing she said when I asked her about her goals. She needed $400. I will never forget it. She had the $400 within 4 campaigns of income. She got those teeth. They would look so beautiful when she got them all fixed up, and it just meant everything to her. And so, I mean, that's why we do what we do, right? To remember all these stories of folks that are able to do better because they have their Avon, because they're now an Avon boss, right? So Sarah, anything to add?
Yeah, I just think, your story is so impactful, Samantha. So leaders, when you have a story to tell that is so impactful, like Samantha's, that you can really help someone else. So I think at this time of year, when it's, when holiday season is right around the corner, so many people want to buy Christmas gifts. They want to have a great, Thanksgiving. They want to do all of that, but perhaps financially, they're not able to. And you can really offer them a Avon opportunity, whether it be helping you get sales so they can earn some money, or whether you sign them up as a representative. I mean, there is so much available right now, and just being out there helping in the community, building your sales is going to make so much of a difference. So, you've got Campaign 24 out there right now, Campaign 25, and just excuse the background, I've got workers going on, so I hope you can still hear me. But there's so much opportunity out there, and our prices are so inexpensive that they can give gifts at this holiday season and not have to spend a lot of money. So make sure that we're getting out there and seeing everyone. I think that's the biggest thing, because right now you need to be out there. You need to be advertising on social media, and you need to be walking and talking with everyone.
Absolutely. And I know Samantha, she typed in, we have the gift to help others. And then she also said we have gifts for almost everyone on their list, and we really, truly do. We know who buys the gifts, right? Women buy the gifts. So we have lots of great male customers, don't get me wrong, and lots of great male representatives, but we can get those brochures in women's hands and help them mark things off their list, and planting that idea in their mind is going to help you so much. I tell you, small businesses are great places to walk and talk right now, because yes, they are at work, but if you go to that boss or that manager and you say, this is just for your staff, not trying to solicit your customers, can we leave some brochures with you for your staff? They are probably going to be tickled to have it. And so just keep building upon that in whatever ways that you can, whether it be walking small businesses or walking your neighborhood, or going to places like daycares, places like workout facilities, places where there are lots of women. And we talked about last week kind of bartering and saying, I'll advertise to all of my customers for you if you'll help me to advertise to your customers for me. So that works out great. Don't forget fundraising. We still have the fundraising flyers that you can use right now for the owl, the mark, and the beauty. And I think even the bug guard is still in there, still good right now. So to keep all the ways in mind that you can build your sales, and let's pull together to make our sales increases and our team building one thing. So it's one thing. We're going out, we're growing our sales, we're growing our customers, and in doing that, we're getting people who are solid Avon lovers, Avon customers that are lovers that we can later recruit, and we're just letting them know we're happy to have them on our team, every person, as we go. And then you're building those sales too, which is going to help you raise your title and get a what kind of bonus? A Rise Up bonus. So we got to think about that too. We got to think about the incentives that are on the table that are still out there for you guys. And this is the time to get those Rise Up bonuses right now while you can really, really increase your sales. Sarah, anything on that?
Yeah, and I think taking what you do, we were talking about that on our call earlier as well. There's a lot of opportunity out there where people haven't seen an Avon representative. And I know I keep saying this on every call, but I will give you an example that I was in a Dunkin' Donuts the other day, and I was wearing just my Avon pin, and they followed me out to the car to get a campaign book. So even though you think a representative may be calling on that business, or perhaps you say, oh my gosh, everybody goes to that Panera Bread, everybody goes to that Dunkin' Donuts, everybody goes to that store, don't take it for granted, because it could be just that place where you need to go to build your business. So I'm talking fast food places, those daily drop-ins, those mums and pup shops, those doctors' offices. I mean, those veterinary clinics. I mean, I was in a veterinary clinic the other day, and they're like, oh my gosh, you're an Avon lady, can I have a campaign book? And I was like, these are just normal businesses that you can pop into that will say, hey, here's just an Avon book. So it's imperative to get out there and you be the one that they're shopping with, and don't take any business for granted. Does anybody have any other ideas that are out there? Any of our representatives on the call that are growing, that are getting out there working in the community?
And no, while we see if they have an answer or come off of mute. I know a lot of people are also out right now doing events. I was just talking with a brand new representative who had an event, and another one a couple of weeks ago. And then I know there were 2 events this week. So lots of events going on right now at this time of year. Be sure that you use those survey cards that are on your Avon.com. They fill out the survey card. It tells if they're interested in having an Avon representative. It tells if they are interested in earning income. It tells if they are interested in fundraisers. So it gets you all the information you need, and it gets you the follow-up info to contact them back, and then have the brochures to be prepared for the event. So lots of great ways to grow at an event. And I see Samantha has answered. Let's see, ask your mail lady. My regular mail lady asks me to leave a book every campaign, and the substitute mail lady picked it up the other day and called and asked if I would leave her one. And that's exactly right. You know, Sarah was talking about going in places and finding that there's no one bringing an Avon brochure. Whenever we work in the field, which used to be every day and now is not at all. But whenever we work in the field, I find this every single time I go out. So last week I was in a gas station, and I just simply am checking out, and is anyone bringing you an Avon brochure for the employees here? No, I would love to have an Avon brochure. And so did the customer in line say the very same thing. So, and then in the post office, Samantha, you just mentioned that's so funny. The lady in the post office, no one brings the employees here an Avon brochure. And so I'm contacting representatives who are local to try to make sure they're taken care of. But that's something you guys can take advantage of. We can't sell. We can't take orders and sell. And that's something that you guys can get out there and take great advantage of. When I look at my zip codes, and I know that Sarah sees the same thing, and we're serving an average of 7 or 8 customers per representative. I know many of you sell way more customers than that. That's just an average though. And then I look at the population versus the population of representatives. The opportunity is massive for you to go out there and grow your business, because there just simply aren't enough representatives to serve the whole populations in any zip code that I have.
Yeah, Christy, you are so spot on with those gas stations. And you think about all the places that we go through drive-through, like, you know, the CVS drive-through, the Walgreens drive-through, all of those places, they haven't seen a book, because you know what, we don't get out of the car to drop one in. So the gas stations, next time you go and put some petrol in your car, drop in a book. Next time you go through the bank drive-through, instead of maybe going through the drive-through, drop in a book. Do you know what I mean? So think about all of those things. Oh my gosh, what a great opportunity, because if you're not going into those places, there's a good chance that nobody else is as well. And they want to see an Avon book. So, and as I said, this is a prime time. But that gas station, Christy, you are so right about that, because hardly anybody goes in anymore, and they would love to see an Avon book.
And Samantha has another comment there. She said, also, if they have a breezeway where they have like the car books, asked to leave books there. Oh, I see what she's saying. Yeah, if they have like a breezeway with like a little machine type thing that holds books. The books, their business. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Samantha. So yeah, just any and every business is a great opportunity, and it's always good to ask if you can leave it for the employees. That way they don't feel that you're trying to solicit their customers. That's just the best way to kind of approach it usually at a business like that. And Samantha says yes in there. Okay. All right.
That's
well, guys,
true,
we just
that's true about getting being careful about getting permission. A couple of the places that I've gone into, the employee wanted a book, but she kind of whispered to me, I can't take one, you know. So during this time of year, the managers tend to look upon us as infringing on their sales, at least in a couple places I've been to here. And so that's been kind of hard. I'm not sure how to get the lady the book, because she does want it, but she said that she could lose her job if they see her taking the book.
Right, and this is exactly how I've always overcome that. I've spent 5 days a week in the field for a long time before we were in our homes, and I always just walk straight in the door. Can I speak to the manager or owner? Now, this is if it's not a small business. You usually don't have to do that, but in a business that's more like a chain type, can I speak to the manager or owner, please? And they go get them. You don't tell them why. Manager or owner comes out, I just want to provide your employees with the brochure. Is that okay? Can they have this in the break room? And generally they'll say yes, especially if you have like a little chapstick in this hand for the manager or something. I just try to build that rapport with that manager or owner. And if you get them on board, oh, you're golden. And then you'll probably be able to recruit that manager or owner in a lot of situations because they can just go ahead and take, or someone that's on their staff. And that's something that we used to talk to a lot when we were out in the field every day. If we knew the managers of these places, then we could build a rapport with them and say, listen, when you have an employee who's great, but they need more hours and you just can't do it, let us help you keep this great employee by giving them income with Avon so they can stay with you even though you can't give them more hours. And so we would get referrals from managers to help them keep their great employees.
Okay.
And another great, I know my daughter always worked in food service as well. And, those waitresses and waiters, etc., they have to look good and they have to smell good. So by you going into those, Chili's, Applebee's, wherever, Outback, wherever it may be, just saying to the manager, can I leave this here because we've got inexpensive makeup that they could use, because they all have to wear makeup out on the floor, etc. Not the males, of course, they don't have to, but if they want to, I'm sure they can. But it's like, that's something that, they want, it's just like several companies, they actually take them through makeup classes, etc., when they first get onboarded into waitressing, because they want them to have a good appearance. So, you dropping into those stores and saying, here is some, eyeliners and stuff like that, discounted prices, etc., for your associates. I mean, I think they'll be very grateful because, they, and you may be able to even, foundation match them or stuff like that, making sure that, maybe you could be an aid to that manager and say, hey, I would love to spend like 20 minutes with some of your associates here because they have morning meetings every month, whatever, or every week, and just say, you know what, I'd really like to show them some latest tips and tricks that I have learned from Avon, and just show them some of the products, and they'll probably eat that all up.
Okay.
Absolutely. Those places are fantastic. I have had 3 representatives at one time in our local Applebee's. That's all we really have here, but 3 at one time, and all successful because, different shifts. And then, of course, they all have different family and different things like that happening. So, yeah, they're great folks for that. They're obviously outgoing if they're a server. You don't do that job unless you like to talk to people, or you don't do it very long unless you like to talk to people and be around the public. So they are fantastic people to go to. So, yeah, lots of great ideas. Anybody else have anything to add there? This guy that's building something in Sarah's house does.
It's always the way. They've been quiet all morning. Sorry, guys. But I just think that we get out there working. Campaign 24, we're just kicking off now. Some of you placed your orders. Maybe you haven't yet. Just make sure you're getting your books and your products and all that good stuff. But let's really bring on Campaign 25 and Campaign 26. There's some awesome items there that your customers need.
Absolutely. And those books, when you mention that, Sarah, that is your store. That is everything when it comes to sales. So I hope that everyone will make the decision to commit an extra couple of bucks, even less than a couple of bucks, to get 10 more brochures, 20 more brochures, whatever it is. And then commit with your heart and your soul that you're going to get every brochure out and follow up with every person when you're placing these orders. Yes, awesome books that we have right now. And you can remember, don't forget, you can even add, when you place your 24 order, you can add some more 25 books to what you already have so that you can make sure you make it a really great campaign. I see Samantha has said you got 300 delivered this morning. Wow, that is awesome. C25. So amazing, Samantha. So do you have people helping you? I don't know if you can type a little bit in the chat box. Do you have some folks that you give multiple books to? Give her a moment to type that in.
She does a lot of events as well. She does a lot of events and outsourcing. But she has got some, she said she has some fundraisers closing and she has multiple helpers.
Right. Great.
Great.
That is awesome. So yes, take a look at that list you started out with. Take a look at your customer list now. Think about each person. Think about where do they work? Can they take extra brochures to work? Where do they go to church? Are they in a youth group? What else do they do? Each person on your list, each customer, so that they can hopefully help you and become a helper and get some more sales in there for you. And Samantha also said, I have a few big events coming. We hand out over 100 each campaign. That is wonderful, Samantha. So that's really impacting. And I'm going to tell you, that's going to buy a lot of groceries.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of good things happening out there. All right. Does anybody else have anything else? Any questions out there? It's going to be a great Avon week. It's a great campaign. Campaign 24 is awesome, and it just gets better after this. So I know each person in the whole community, in the whole United States, needs to see an Avon book.
Absolutely. And extra Avon books, don't forget. Samantha said she loves her Christmas items. She's going to go broke like me, buying from Living.
All right. All right. Well, everyone have a great week, and let's get to President's Club Honor Society wherever you are headed to, and make sure your downline know where they're at for this cycle to date. All right, everyone have a awesome week. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.